Why is this not online?
Who never put it online? It's in my book.
Right, but I mean, wouldn't that be everywhere? I mean, that's such a huge archaeological discovery.
It's not.
Right, but why aren't these tools online? That's all I'm asking.
Asks in my book.
Are they in a museum somewhere?
Okay.
What would Jamie look for? But I don't know. I'm just like asking him.
Now I want to come to
What museum would have them?
Cairo Museum.
Cairo Museum would have those tools.
Okay.
And what does this say?
Now, under me, working 40 workmen. I was hired by Khufu to work in his pyramid. And he said, my immediate boss, his name is Diddy.
Like P. Diddy?
Yes. Now.
Okay. But those tools are
No, more. No, down, no.
Where?
You know, here there is more. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. No. Again.
What?
These two tools.
You mean up?
Down.
What are you talking?
The second one. After this one. That's it. Up. That's it. And this one.
Oh, those.
Those.
Yeah.
I'm talking about big ones.
So that's...
I published all of them. 3 years ago, I found this is the tomb of Didi, the person that he was the boss of Mirror. And I published this tomb by Zahi Howass, west of the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Listen, Joe, the pyramid was finished. There is many other gangs are cutting the stones. It's in north and south. I divided my gangs to 3 gangs. One gang to cut the stones, and one gang to a cargo boat. What happened? We have evidence. I discovered in my excavation in front of Khufu Pyramid, there is a village.
They cut a canal just so they could move the stones to where they wanted them.
And I discovered all of this. If you write Zahi Howass.
And so this was all the casing stones.
Asks in my book.
Are they in a museum somewhere?
I discovered in a site called Abu Sir. I discovered 2 scenes. What is this?
This is in hieroglyphs?
Yes.
Dragging the capstone?
Yes.
Can we see this?
Zahi Howass. I have been excavating in Giza, Joe, for the last 57 years.
And blocked every other scientist? King Howass.
It's in my book. I know every piece of sand in the site. And I want to tell you one thing also.
Okay.
I am the only Egyptologist who have an open mind.
And I'm Snow White.
Really?
That I always
the only
look.
one?
I always look at what the public say, and I will tell you about this later. I will tell you what I found in the pyramid. But let me finish this story, and after that I will come back to tell you how I look at what people say and I do to investigate this. I put the stones now. Many people did not believe me when I wrote this article. Khufu lived in his palace at Giza. He said it took. This papyri, in my opinion, is really one of the most important discovery that tells us for the first time I looked everywhere to find out how they counted the stones.
Okay.
That people said it's 2,300,000 blocks.
Right.
Why? I found no evidence. You know, all the theories that the New Age people say now, it came from the Arabs. When the Arabs came and they entered the pyramid, they said all these nonsense stories about the pyramids. Then I never found any place to tell me how they cut the stones. But now we have evidence that the base of the pyramid is 20 feet high of solid rock, no stones. In 2010, I brought a team, scientists from every field, and we recounted the stones based on the new evidence, and we found out that the stones of the pyramid are only no more than 1 million. And the average height of the limestone is 0.5 ton to 2.5 tons.
So the base of the pyramid is 20 feet high, carved into solid stone.
Yes. No,
Now,
I want to come to when you told me about this capstone, because we did not complete the capstone.
Right, but let's start off with this, though. The base is 20 feet high, and then the estimation was 2,300,000, but you think it's far less than that.
Because of the new discovery that we found that the base is made of the solid rock.
So before they thought the base was individual stones.
Yes.
Okay. So now that you know that the base is solid rock, that removes 1,300,000 stones that were necessary.
Yes.
Got it. So they carved this base knowing that they were going to put a pyramid on top of it. And what about the subterranean chambers?
I found out in our research, every king is Horus on earth. When the king die, he become the sun god. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
I am the sun god. Now.
Okay.
Now. Before I tell you about what I discovered, I have to complete the scene that I told you. My interpretation is 2 scenes. That's what I call the national project of the whole nation, to make the king as a god.
This is your theory.
Not a theory.
No?
It's fact. It is a fact. The pyramid was the national project.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's your theory that the capstone was put on and...
It's not a theory. Yeah. It's based on evidence. I found the scenes.
The papyri.
No, the papyri is something else.
Where are the scenes?
It's blocks.
Blocks?
Limestone blocks. One scene, workmen dragging a capstone with the word Jaim.
Is this written in limestone blocks? Is that what you're saying?
No, it shows the workman dragging a stone.
Shows it where?
In the stone that I discovered.
So it's carved into the stone?
Exactly. And the word Jaim in hieroglyphic above that.
Where is that at?
It's an Abu Sir. I found it.
But are there photographs online?
Yes, in my book. In my book, I don't. I don't go online. Why I have to go online? I go to my book.
Oh no, I understand. But for everybody else that doesn't have immediate access to your book,
should really. Did you find them online? It's called the Abu Sir blocks. Abu Sir, A, B as in boy.
How do you think they got the stones from the king's chamber 500 miles away and put them 120 feet up in the ceiling?
I told you, if you come today and see how the workmen move 20 tons of granite, you will understand.
Workers today?
Yes, today like yesterday. Right. The same workmen. Okay.
Right, but
Joe,
we're dealing with a different time, correct? If they're doing it today, they have access to modern machinery,
If you don't,
right?
No.
They don't?
No, it's everything based on the idea of the national project. They want to make this for the king.
I understand the national project, but what I don't understand is the physics involved in moving 80-ton blocks 500 miles through the mountains.
If you don't believe on this.
It's not that I don't believe. I just want to know.
Inside this block. Hold on.
It's not that I don't believe. I want you to explain to me how you think they did it.
I explained to you.
From 500 miles away, from 50 to 80-ton blocks.
This comes through the Nile. You can bring all the stones.
Right, but the quarries were in the mountains, right?
No, the quarries, the granite quarries in Aswan, and we have cutting of the obelisks and cutting of the stones and cutting of everything in the site. And they brought, when the flood comes in July, they bring boats through the flood. They bring us out of the stones to Giza Plateau.
They plan things for the floods, and then they would figure out some sort of a raft system to get them on and then move them that way.
Now, if we now do not believe that this cannot be moved by human being. Okay? But on the other side, what I can tell you, inside, above these blocks, written the names of the gangs who built the pyramid above the king's chamber. One of the names, Friends of Khufu. I did a 3D few months ago and we recorded in the 5 chambers that has this huge blocks. We found 2 more names of the gangs. One name called Those Who Are Connected with the Goddess Wajat, and written year 13 of Khufu's reign on the 3rd chamber. I took Mr. Beast with me 2 months ago. I took him and I showed him how these blocks, they were written by the workmen before they moved these stones. And in the 4th room, we have the Good Gut, another name, was year 13 of Khufu's reign. This is when they moved the stones.
So I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that they took these stones, they waited for the flood season, they got these stones on rafts, they moved them down the river, they got them to the site. How did they get them 120 feet in the air?
You know, again, this is the most important thing. This is the national project.
Oh, I understand.
When
it was very valuable to them. I just wondered what valuable technology was. Just wondered what used.
No technology.
Well, technology is tools. Technology is levers.
Okay, technology.
Whatever they had at the time was their current technology.
The huge wooden sledges. This is how my workmen moved 20 tons sarcophagus in a tomb.
How far did they move it?
They moved it just a few feet away.
Do you think they wet the ground? Like, do you think that they did something like that to make the ground more slick so they could pull it?
Yes.
They do that, yeah.
Yes.
And then, are they using sleds? Like, how do they get it?
Sledges. I always listen to what people say, and I try to prove them if they are right or not. Because I was the inspector of the pyramid, director of. I spent most of my life there. Then I closed this pyramid for a year.
What'd you find out?
Then I hired a German robot. And this is why when the Arabs came to Egypt.
So this discovery of these stones, what was unusual about the way they were placed? You said they interlocked?
Interblocked.
Interblocked?
Yes, like
this. What do you mean by that?
Now. I began to think. Number 1, I found out above the king chamber, a big void.
And these doors are very small, right?
Very small, 20 by 20 centimeters.
Okay.
Inside this void, we can see hieroglyphic inscriptions.
Really? So those are the only hieroglyphics on the Great Pyramid, right?
And I can show you the photos in my...
Do you have the footage here?
If you can come to my lecture.
Oh, come on,
in Houston.
Man. Well, what about right here, right now?
I can send it to you.
Where do you have it? Do you have it on you?
In my computer.
Where's your computer?
In Las Vegas.
Oh, well, fuck.
But I can send it to you before.
Yeah, but I want to show it on the show.
Show it in the show. I can send it to you tomorrow.
Okay. You can send it tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. We'll splice it in, folks.
Then tomorrow I will send it to you.
Please do.
Can you come and introduce me here in Houston?
This piece of work just asked Joe, a billionaire, to introduce him at his lecture in Houston.
Excuse me? Can I introduce you in Houston? No, I cannot.
Why? Why?
Because I'm very busy.
Okay, fine.
If I had known in advance, I could.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
I, unfortunately.
Fine. Fine.
Zahi.
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 Not Zawi.
Zahi. Mr. Howass.
Zahi.
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 Not Zawi.
Zahi.
Now, what we are going to do?
This.
I told you.
How recent?
This.
Isn't that fascinating that you've been studying the pyramids for so long and you're still finding things?
But listen to me what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
There is a friend of mine. His name is Leslie Greif. Leslie is from Hollywood. He did with me many live TV shows, and he did with me Chasing Mummies. And Leslie now is working to find a network. To come, we need to do this program live.
Okay.
I want to show the whole world what I discovered inside the pyramid.
Well, that's tough titty. Zahi, now get the fuck out of here.
That we are not hiding anything. I want to show them the hieroglyphic.
Why do you always feel like you're in battle with people?
Because
but
because
I
they
don't-
attack me. Go
Okay,
to
I
go,
understand
go
that
in the
people-
end. I'm
I
not in a
understand
battle
that-
with
I
people. They are
understand.
in the battle with me.
I understand that. But I'm giving you an opportunity to just lay things out. You don't have to argue with people that aren't here.
After listening to this advocate for Egypt, I wouldn't step foot in that country if you gave me 200 hours full access to the pyramids.
You
I'm
know?
not arguing.
Fuck those people.
I'm not arguing.
Okay, Zar, hey, bye, bitch, and thanks for watching. Leave a like. Don't leave a like. I'll keep doing my thing regardless. Stay blessed, baby. Peace.
I'm not arguing.
But please, leave a like. I'll do literally anything. And I do mean anything.